do you see any justification to put this off? It's now June next week. We're going into summer. 4th of July is coming. We're going to have the presidential campaign, which you're very much in the middle of, coming in the fall. It'll be you guys will be competing in the Iowa caucuses come this fall. I don't think there's an opportunity for hearings unless they get going now. What do you think?
I agree with you. Act now or lose our democracy forever.
Act now or lose our democracy forever. So for Chris Matthews, that means if Congress doesn't impeach by at least end of summer, let's say around Labor Day, he's going to be ready to be strapped down to a gurney. Although, knowing Chris Matthews, I think he's had that experience before. So let's look at more examples, more hilarious examples of Chris Matthews begging for impeachment.
From the beginning, we could see that they were playing footsie with the Russians. They were taking advantage of all the Russian effort to destroy our democracy, and they took full advantage of it. And then when they were caught, he fired his FBI director. Then he tried to fire the man assigned, Robert Mueller, to investigate this. He did everything he could to obstruct this thing. And by the way, all the time he was guilty because they were working with the Russians. And I'm telling you, I thought all that was obvious up front, and it still is. Waiting for more information and more witnesses, I think it'd be nice. But I think the Democrats know what they're facing here, right? A president who broke his oath.
Show me the proof, Matthews. Where in the Mueller report did it say that Trump was working with the Russians? No matter. It doesn't make any difference if it was in it or not. Chris Matthews got to have his impeachment. Gotta have it.
Well, let's talk about where that leads to, Congresswoman. You've raised a good point here. I guess for you, it is important. If we find out that somebody on behalf of Donald Trump was on the phone or in email relations with somebody in Russia or the ambassador to America from Russia, and there was some sort of, as you call it, collusion, then what? Does that make Trump subject to impeachment? What do you mean by not legitimate? Just generally what you mean by the term.
Well,
if you find out there was a connection, there was collusion, your term.
Well, here's what I'm trying to get to. If we discover that Donald Trump or his advocates played a role in helping to devise strategy, if they're the ones who came up with crooked Hillary, if they're the ones who came up with she's ill, something's wrong with her energy, and the way that he basically, described her in the campaign, I think that is something that would put the question squarely on the table whether or not he should be impeached.
This was actually January 2017. Trump wasn't even in office, and already Chris Matthews was begging for impeachment before he even entered the White House.
Help! I think your caucus needs a cheering section. You need pom-poms. You need people cheering. Go, go, go. I just think you're smart people, and I'm very calculating. Sometimes I think a little mad dog's better than calculating. Just my thinking, but you're a member of Congress. I'm not.
You're right, Chris. Congress needs a cheering section with pom-poms. Give me an I, give me an M, give me a P, give me an E, give me an A, give me a C, an H, whatever. Yeah, you need to be the cheerleader for impeachment. And finally, let's look at Chris Matthews summing up his incredible frustration with Congress not acting to actually impeach Trump.
Paul, how's your reading? Is Pelosi got the reins of her caucus and saying not now, and she's wielding that power against impeachment? Is she there?
I think she does, but I think her tone has also shifted post the Mueller report. She's now talking about our duty to investigate this. She's talking about the urgency. She's saying, let the facts lead where they may, and let's have a strong public presentation to the American public.
Yeah, but what's that?
Well, look, even during Watergate, it took a long time before public opinion changed. And so the question is, when you have Mueller...
Okay, Congressman, you're a politician. I'm watching you guys.
Yes.
I will say this, now or never. Don't tell me sometime this summer after they hear from Mueller again, and they hear from Barr again, and they hear from, Don, what's his name, McGraw, whatever his name, McGahn. You think that's going to change what you don't want to do now? You don't want to dive in the pool.
I think Mueller's testimony and having people see that could make a difference.
Could. You think it's probable or plausible?
And look, we just got the Mueller report a week ago.
You're nice to come in, but I think the whole caucus decided not to impeach. Because if you're not going to do it now, you're not going to do it in 3 months or 6 months. you know, the redacted little information is going to change you from nothing to impeach the guy?
Impeach Trump now, or I'm going to go crazy.